What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new HMSGP news video where today we're going to be taking a look at why Yamaha can't afford to lose Fabio Quartararo, the 2021 MotoGP World Champion, the 23-year-old Frenchman who has really been flying the flag for the Iwata manufacturer, and simply it's clear that Yamaha just can't afford to lose the Frenchman. Now, obviously, Fabio has brought Yamaha their first championship since Lorenzo back in 2015, and you know, looking at the results, it's clear that without Fabio Quartararo as their main man, you know, they aren't going to be really challenging anywhere near the front, because the other Yamaha riders, Franco Morbidelli, who is alongside Quartararo in the factory team, and then the RNF riders, the with the Yamaha RNF MotoGP team of Andrea Dovizioso, the experienced Italian who has finished runner-up countless times in MotoGP, numerous race winner. He was the man to bring the fight to Marc Marquez. We know how good Andrea Dovizioso is on his day in MotoGP, and it's just not clicked with this new Yamaha. And then obviously he's joined by rookie Darryn Binder, who has jumped straight from Moto3 into MotoGP. Now, arguably, he's jumped onto one of the easiest bikes that you can ride. We know that the Yamaha's characteristics are nice and smooth, fast corner speed, but it does lack the power in the straights. Now, Yamaha's problem, as we have heard since probably around 2016, 2017, they just can't get the rear grip. They can't get the power through the tyre into the tarmac to drive out the corners. Now, we know that in MotoGP, that as soon as you apply the throttle, the bikes have that much torque and that much horsepower and that much just power that it will spin the rear tyre, and once the tyre spins, the temperature goes up and it won't bite, and then you lose time onto the straight, and then you lose time all the way down the straight, and then you're pushing into the next corner to make up the time, and it just doesn't work. Now, we know that Fabio Quartararo has dialed that Yamaha M1 to him. We know that Fabio, on his day, yes, he's had the struggles this year. You know, he got 7 points in Qatar, 8 points in Argentina, a difficult American Grand Prix, but again, in all of these races, he has been the top Yamaha by quite some distance. I mean, Morbidelli got 5 points in Qatar, so he was only a couple of positions behind Quartararo, but from there, Indonesia, you know, he was struggling in the wet conditions. He obviously had a puncture and a bit of an issue in Argentina. He didn't finish the race in America, well, in the points anyway. He finished in the points in the race, but then he got demoted a position for track limits. 3 points for 13th in Portugal, and then a single point in Spain, the latest Grand Prix, where obviously his teammate was the only man to take it to Francesco Bagnaia, and obviously Francesco Bagnaia, Pecco, and Fabio were just on an absolute another level. So take Fabio out of the equation, and the top Yamaha would have been Morbidelli in 15th, 14th place if you took Fabio out. You know, obviously he'd be one position higher. So 15th place for Morbidelli in Spain compared to second in Fabio Quartararo's camp. It's a massive difference, and if you take Fabio out the situation, you know, Yamaha's, well, the top Yamaha in the championship would be Morbidelli in 16th place, say if Fabio is leading on a different manufacturer. Quartararo, 89 points, he's 7 points clear of Aleix Espargaro in second place, and then you look all the way down, 18 points. Morbidelli has already lost 71 points compared to his teammate. 71 points behind his teammate on same machinery. Now, we know Morbidelli's good. He's been on that Petronas Yamaha, he's been on the podium, he's fought for victories, and he finished second in the world in 2020. We know that Morbidelli is a good rider. He's a Moto2 world champion, for God's sake. We know that Morbidelli has the talent. We know that Dovizioso has the talent, and we know that Binder is a very talented rider. He's had some good races in Moto3. Yes, he's been a bit controversial, but we know that he's a good rider. So the problem for Yamaha is, if they can't get the bike to work with everybody else, if they lose their star man, which it looks like, you know, it's still not off the, you know, it's still kind of on the cards that they could lose Quartararo. It's not out of the equation that they could lose Quartararo. And maybe replace him for someone like Miguel Oliveira, or maybe Alex Rins and Joan Mir, who are now looking for a ride after Suzuki announced that they were leaving. So it's all up in the air what rider is going to come in to a bike that's obviously tailored to Fabio and do what Fabio is doing? So Yamaha can't afford to lose Quartararo right now, because if they do, then it's going to be a very uphill battle for the Japanese manufacturer, because like I said, Quartararo leads the championship. The next best Yamaha is down in 16th position. There's also rumours floating around that Yamaha might lose Razvan Razali's RNF team. They might look at Aprilia. Rossi's team might come in with the Yamaha. We know that Rossi and Yamaha have got a very concrete relationship, so they might take a bit of satellite team under their wing and kind of aid the development of the M1. But we know that Yamaha are in a little bit of trouble with the straight line speed, the power delivery, the characteristics of the front tyre in the tyre, like in groups. That's Morbidelli's main problem. So Yamaha have a lot to sort out, and if they want to be competitive in 2023 and beyond, they need to keep Fabio Quartararo. Let us know what you think down in the comments section below, and whether or not you agree or disagree. And should Fabio Quartararo leave, who would you like to see replace the Frenchman? It is looking increasingly likely that Fabio will remain with Lynn Jarvis in the Monster Energy Yamaha MotoGP team, but as we know in MotoGP, nothing is signed and nothing is done until the signature is on the paper, and even then sometimes it's not concrete. So let us know what you think and your thoughts down below, and until the next video guys, that's going to be it. So until then, thank you for watching and goodbye.